Hello my love, welcome to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about how to unlock the secret of the law of attraction. It might not be what you've heard in the past. This is going to be something that's a little bit of a secret code, something that I feel is ultimately essential for the law of attraction that not everybody talks about. So before we get into the bulk of the video, go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. If this sounds like your bag, I'm very, very grateful to have you here. So yeah, welcome. So how to unlock the secret of the law of attraction? This is not necessarily something that everybody talks about, but it is the absolute hidden password, the key code to the law of attraction, to attracting and aligning with your desires and your dreams in this lifetime. And there's nothing wrong with going after your dreams and your desires, my friend, because we have been granted this beautiful miracle of the material world for us to be able to have a bit of fun with it, play with it. We've got the world at our fingertips. It's grand. So let's get into this absolute passcode. Yeah, this is the core of the law of attraction, and I just simply don't think it's taught or emphasized enough. So are you ready for this one sentence? Let's go. Knowing who we truly are gives us the ability to fulfill any dream we wish. I'm saying it again. Knowing who we truly are gives us the ability to fulfill any dream we wish. That is the law of attraction. It's knowing who we are, beneath the roles, beneath the conditionings, beneath the agendas, beneath the noise of the world, beneath our thoughts, beneath our old reactory emotional patterns from the past, etc. Beneath our own opinions and beliefs, right? Knowing who we truly are, what really sets our heart on fire, what really aligns us to our spirit. What's our truth beneath all of that stuff that we carry around from the past and start to bring into the future, and all of the stuff, the noise, the vibration from the external world that comes into our inner world? Who are we beneath the noise? Yeah, so actually getting to know ourselves and listen to ourselves and act upon what we've heard, act upon our truth, instead of continuously bending our life to fit in with other people's truths or society's truths. Yeah. Instead, recognizing what our truth is and what we value and where we would like to go with our life. And that takes radical self-responsibility and authenticity to oneself. It takes being honest with ourselves. This is the ultimate key to the law of attraction. And I'll tell you why. Life works on vibration, in the sense that whatever we put out has a boomerang effect and will come back to us. So it's sort of the law of cause and effect, if you like, in varying different ways. If we put out hatred to the world, often it will come back because it's all of one frequency, right? If we put out love to the world, we will receive love back. Because what we vibrate, we have aligned to, yeah? Now, if we vibrate our own personal truth, we have aligned to our own personal truth. And therefore, we attract what aligns with that truth. So simply getting to know who we are at our core is literally the password for attracting what it is that we desire. And so because the same field of energy that flows through the whole of creation, the cosmos, the universe, the same field of energy that built the mountains and created the forests and crafted yours, mine, our bodies, and all of this beautiful, miraculous matter on this planet, matter and also energy, vibration, frequency, vibrating at different forms or different densities. What created that matter or that field of energy is the source of all power. Now, when we align to our own truth, we start to align to the truth of the universe, because nothing's separate. It's just an illusion that it's all separate, right? Deep down, everything is connected in one ecosystem that works together to form existence. And so when we start to align to our truth, when we get to know ourselves right at our core, it's really aligning us right back to that human design, right back to that sort of primal force of creation. And that's where the law of attraction comes from, aligning to life, aligning to ourselves in life. Now, what is our truth? And this can vary from person to person, and it does vary from person to person. And you could call it as the one truth, which essentially might be that we are awareness, presence, consciousness. Yeah, this boundless state of being, if you like. But on top of that sort of core truth, maybe, we all have our individual truths that have been formed through the tapestry of life. They've been crafted and created through our experience of life, growing up, our childhood, our culture, the society that we live in, the environment that we've lived in, the things that we tell ourselves, the beliefs that we have, the music we like. So these truths can be formed in certain ways. Our truth in that sense then can also be slightly suffocated by those things. So what really is our truth? Yes, we might have a universal truth, sure. That might even change from person to person, right? Of course, because everything's perspective, really, in this reality. But when we think about our own personal truth, getting to know ourselves, what we're really doing is we're allowing ourselves to feel our authentic feelings. That's really where the source of our own personal truth comes from. And that's how we know whether we are getting to know ourselves. That's how we get to know who we really are, is we allow ourselves to sit with ourselves, be present with ourselves, and actually, maybe for once, feel what we're feeling, taking radical responsibility for bringing our awareness back into our center and going, okay, this feels right to me. This feels right to me. When something feels right to you, and it's a sensory experience in the body, it's an experience of this feels like my truth. It feels right. Because when you know, you know. Yeah, when something feels right, just feels right to you. Yeah, and that is your truth. That is sort of the core essence of your individual self that has been made up of all of these tapestries woven into the story of your life, right? But the truth is very much a felt sense as opposed to a thought sense. So for us to be able to find that sort of true, authentic standpoint amongst the noise of just everything vibrating all of around us, for us to be able to align to who we really are, we actually have to allow ourselves to sit with ourselves and listen to ourselves. And give ourselves a moment to ask ourselves, is this me? Is this my truth? Is this what I want? Is this my authentic emotion in regards to this situation that's just come about? Or is it an old reactory emotion that I've held from the past and I've just blurted it out as a reaction, even though it's not really appropriate for this situation, but it's something that I've held onto from the past? Is that my truest emotion for this now moment? And that's how we get to learn our truth. We get to sit with ourselves more. We get to sit with our emotions and feelings in presence and allow ourselves to actually feel them instead of run away from them, numb them, or withdraw from them. Is learning how to find safety in the body again. And when we can start to find safety in the body again, we can start to sit with our truth. And that presence, it allows us to recognize what it really is that sets our soul on fire. And often it comes down to values. our values. So a little exercise that I wanted to share with you today, this is something that I do when I feel like I'm maybe a little bit misaligned from my truth, or misaligned from knowing who I really am. I'm getting a little bit clouded, a little bit blinded by the noise and all of this continuous stimulus from the outside in, that you can sometimes feel like you can't see the wood for the trees, right? So a little exercise that I like to do is I like to sit with myself in stillness and remember what my values are in life. So I tend to write down like 5 to 10 core values. You could do this as well. You can pause the video and you can do this as well. And when you really recognize what your values are, you'll know what your values are, because as you're writing them, they will feel true to you. If you're writing a value down and it's just like PC, or it's just like what somebody else said, or it's just like what you feel is going to look good on paper to God, or somebody else, for example, then that's maybe not your true core value. And it really is important that we feel the deep, true essence of that core value when we write it down. You know, so for me, a real core value of mine is integrity. It's integrity and being integral with my word and my teachings and myself. And I suppose this is what we're talking about now. And that really is the key, really. It's the key to the law of attraction, is having integrity with your own true feelings. And so when those feelings and the seed that you plant, your intention maybe, and that intentional action, how you go about the effort towards your plan or your vision or your dream, if all those things marry up, then you've got integrity, right? If you're speaking words and they don't feel like your words, and they feel like they're words that you've sort of regurgitated from somebody else, and you're like, these words aren't my words, they're sort of not coming out properly because they don't feel like mine, they don't feel like they're coming from my gut. Yeah, they feel like they're just sort of stuff that I'm regurgitating from everywhere. I mean, we're constantly regurgitating words, that's sort of what I'm saying, but not quite. Sure, we learn stuff, we pick stuff up, and we get influenced a lot by people and many different fields of inspiration throughout life, and that's great, that's brilliant, that's what life is all about. But if something does, when it's coming out of your mouth, doesn't feel true, you're going to feel that in your gut. If a path that you are about to take doesn't feel true, your body will respond. Your body will respond. It will sort of shut down, or it will feel uncomfortable, dis-ease. It won't be at ease when it's moving into this path, because it recognizes it as something that's misaligned from your core values, if you like. So writing down your core values is very, very powerful. So you might just write down 5 core values. And as you're moving through your day, if those core values are being met, then you're really starting to live with your truth. Yeah, you really know who you are, and that's great. And even if you don't know who you are, that's absolutely fine as well. You know, we're all humans, and we always go in and out of recognizing our truth and not. So it's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of, but just learning how to align to what it is that you really truly believe in this world, what your spirit feels it wants, it desires, where it wants to go, what it wants to do, what it wants to achieve. Yeah, all these things that are essentially ours to be able to experience in this beautiful existence, our birthright to be able to experience. And so that is how we start to recognize our truth. We look at our values, or we recognize our values, and we notice if we are moving through our day in alignment to those values. And if we are not, we can just keep taking a little step back and observing and watching and going, okay, so that didn't feel right because it wasn't really one of my values. It was something that felt very misaligned to what was true to me, what was true to my soul. So this is what the law of attraction is all about. And this is often the missing key that people tend to not always talk about, right? So when we can start to learn who we really are and act on that truth, on that integrity, because what we vibrate, we become, and what we become, we attract, is the law of this attraction and this abundance. We will start to then attract attract the things that are meant for us in our life, in this lifetime. So a little thing that you can do in your day, if you feel like you are misaligned to that core integral place inside of yourself, your soul, that infinite true nature inside of yourself, you can ask, am I aligned to my personal values today? And if I'm not, how can I take a little bit of an action, an intentional action towards bringing myself back into that center, bringing myself back into my center of gravity and re-establishing that connection to my core values. And as you start to move through life to your core values, so actually recognizing what they are by sitting with yourself and asking yourself how you feel. Does this feel right for me? Yeah, what I'm doing today, does it feel right? Give you an example. Let's say you are rushing through the day and one of your core values was purpose, maybe, but you're not doing any of your tasks purposefully. You're multitasking and you're not doing your individual task purposefully because you're not doing it with purpose, because your energy is scattered and you're doing things here, there, and everywhere. So you're not really very involved or present or mindful with that task at hand. You might sit back and go, okay, so one of my values is purpose, but I'm not moving through my day purposefully because I'm very scattered and I'm doing everything, jack of all trades. How can I bring my attention and my awareness back to living a purposeful life, doing things more intentionally? Yes, slowing down and doing the task at hand with purpose and gratitude and grace and mastery instead of flitting and trying to accomplish everything. So that was just an example. So as you start to align your day to your values, to what sets your soul on fire, naturally, without you having to do much more, because this is about effort, right? Aligning to your values. It's not about sitting back and going, law of attraction, come to me. It's about going, yeah, who am I? What does my soul desire? What is my spirit feeling? What do I feel? Like, do I really believe in this? Like, what do I feel about this situation? This takes effort, right? It takes effort to be present and allow ourselves to continuously keep coming back to our center and choosing us, choosing our own values. It takes effort, it takes courage, it takes saying no and setting boundaries in varying different forms. And that's bold and it's brave and it's courageous and it's very, very heart-led. Yeah. But as we start to choose our own spirit and choose our own values, we are literally vibrating at a certain frequency of truth that allows us to attract our truth back to us. And that, my friends, is the law of attraction. It is about knowing who we are, continuously reaffirming who we are by bringing our awareness back into presence, observing ourselves, asking ourselves, is this really what I feel? Questions like this. And re-establishing a relationship with our values and then going through our day again and trying to merge with those values. That is the law of attraction. Watch miracles happen just by taking 1 week, just this week, looking at your values and continuously realigning your day-to-day life with those values. And just notice the tiny little shifts that start to happen when you do that, when you choose you. Okay, my friends, lots of love. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment if you found this useful or helpful, or if you've heard it explained in that way before. It might be something different. Ciao for now.